1 minute review.
And here's my review. Not gay enough.
Oh, now I get all the hype about this Godzilla -1 movie. I really like this episode. It was, let's say, the prototypical type of episode of a member of the team befriending a monster because it's different from the others because, hey, it's not wanting to hurt humans type of episode, but it was kind of fun. But this time it was focused on Axel, seeing that the monster of the week doesn't really want or even intend to hurt humans. To be completely honest, it seems like it's scared of the Boonboomgers, how much it was supposed to be made out of a dinosaur, but if you see how it looks like, it's very much supposed to be like a triceratops. So it's like, I don't believe the triceratops were like cool, big dinosaurs that we should be afraid of. They were vegans. They will not eat us or something. I really like that the episode did actually focused on Axel because it does kind of work with his own personal beliefs of like, oh, do what's right type of guy that he is. He's genuinely a nice dude. Like, next to the rest of the team, I don't really believe they would straight up like, oh, I'll be conflicted, what do I do? It's like, tire, mirror, brake. Like, Shashiro would 100% when they find the monster, they would just call the others. Axel is the first one. It's like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem to be like wanting to hurt people. It seems to be way more scared than anything else, which it is really interesting and could actually in one point lead us to an actual, like, I forgot how they call their monsters, but the monster of the week becoming a full-fledged good guy, which could be interesting. And I did really like that, like, hey, Axel talked to Tyre and Tyre kind of said, hey, you found him. You probably believe that he's some sort of a good guy? Fine, prove it to us. And somehow Breaks comes in and is like, hey, I have this warehouse that I have open that you can spend 12 hours with the monster. Fuck does he make? How much does he make to just have a warehouse? Just like, I'll check it. Is everybody rich? Is the economy in Japan so fucking high that guys like Break can just use it? And for those scenes between Axel and the fossil monster were like super cute. Again, it is like an adult man in a monster costume trying to pretend to be cute, but it does work. You just need to put your brain where the show wants you to be and how to feel. You just kind of like need to turn yourself into a 5-year-old. It's a lot easier to do than anything else, to be honest. It's a lot easier to be a kid now. I want to be a kid now. And like seeing that after the 12 hours, the Shirin trio comes in and try to get the monster, and Axel actually tries to fend it off, and he gets help by the other team, was great. That led us to the complete heartbreak of Cannonball coming up and just shoots him with a beam, and that beam can just mess up his DNA and just turns him evil, which is interesting. Like, I don't know if it's actual DNA, but like, you know, like the monsters of the week are living beings, and living beings, no matter what, have DNA. So do the Hashirians have DNA? Does Cannonball has DNA? Which is really interesting, specifically because the fossil monster just grew large for like without ever consuming like any like spit of gasoline, which is really fucking interesting. Almost like we're kind of like doing an alternative usage for almost us like an alternative usage for like fuel economy for cars. Is this electric? Is Cannonball just an allegory for Elon Musk or something? And like seeing Axel just watching the monster that he really grew fond of destroying the city and people getting hurt around it was beautiful. Like the actor is doing an amazing job, like really showing his heartbreak and his despair from that moment, which was like super cool that it could be the first time that he was the only one that piloted the Boonboomger robo. Like, here's the thing, I've heard the rest of the team talk, but he was the only one we saw in the cockpit. It could be me mishearing things or just the show reusing sound effects, which could be a thing. But tell you the truth, you could have maybe like isolated just Axel's voice and like Boondarios' voice, but fine. But just that moment in the end, that fight scene was like so weirdly impactful for like two characters, that one that we know a lot and the other that barely talks, and when he does, it just says fossil. It does really hold this narrative weight, and you can really feel like the emotions in that fight, and it was filmed beautifully. It did, you know, it did the nice Ultra 7 like finding the sunset. That's nice. Everybody loves that scene. Just every toku show is doing that, in exception to Kamen Rider because they can't really do that. But yeah, like it was like great, because here's the thing, it gave us more about Axel's character. It gave us more about pretty much his principle. He's not going to be the guy that's like, oh, the monsters are bad. When he sees a monster that's like, oh, you're not bad. Okay, maybe the Hashirans can be good. Maybe the monsters can be good. Maybe the monsters and the gang is a lot more complicated and a lot more, you know, have a lot more gray area than black and white. That could be interesting. We could have maybe like an evil Boonboomgers that in one point would turn good, or just like a regular old monster of the week kind of joining the team and maybe like leaving off for a bit and just becoming kind of an irregular member of the team and of the cast. That could be fun. Yeah, I fucking love this episode. This one gets a fucking S+. What you thought about Boonboomger episode 15? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching this, watching my review. I truly hope that you like this video. So if you do, click that like button and please help the subscribe button to finally become a subscribed button. Please, I'm telling you, this is their dream. Just do it. You're the only one that can actually prevent forest fires, and this is one of the things that you can actually do to prevent forest fires. So yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.